Do we really need to take 10,000 steps a day to improve our health? Well, according to many experts, this is just some made up number that really was a marketing accident rather than being based on science. So let's break down whether or not this 10,000 step thing is even useful to you. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Nick Zarowski and welcome to the channel. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also I'm excited because this week we opened up our NutriCore one-on-one health consulting program. We only open it up a couple times a year, and this is a phenomenal program where my team and I, my team of nutritionists, we work with you one-on-one in order to help you improve your health naturally. We use science-based metrics, lab data, genomics, and we literally help you take control of your health. If you have a health condition, we work to help you reverse it, and we do that all using holistic and natural methods. Also, we look towards longevity. We help you, not only improve your health now, but we want to help you avoid many of the afflictions that most people face: heart disease, cancer. So we also look to the latest science in natural healthcare in order to hedge against these major problems that people face. So if you're interested in taking control of your health naturally, we'd love to see you in the program with us. You can learn more about it by clicking in the link below, and you can schedule a free wellness advisor appointment to see if this type of system of natural healthcare is right for you. Think of it as healthcare that is 100% natural focus, which is really awesome. All right, now let's dive into this article because this is interesting. And when I saw this, I was interested because I actually recommend for people to take 10,000 steps all the time, okay? And I think it's important, but let's see what this article has to say. Fitness tracking devices often recommend 10,000 steps a day, but the goal of taking 10,000 steps, which many of us believe is rooted in science, in fact, rests on coincidence and sticky history rather than research. According to Dr. Lee, a professor of epidemiology at the Harvard Chan School of Public Health and an expert on step counts and health, the 10,000 steps target became popular in Japan in the 1960s. A clockmaker hoping to capitalize on interest in fitness after the 1964 Tokyo Olympic Games mass-produced a pedometer with a name that, when written in Japanese letters, resembled a walking man. It also translated as 10,000 step meter, creating a walking aim that through the decades somehow became embedded in our global consciousness and fitness trackers. But today's best science suggests that we don't need to take 10,000 steps a day, which is about 5 miles for the sake of our health or longevity. Now, pretty much if you got an Apple Watch or you got a Fitbit or any of these, most people are trying to aim for 10,000 steps a day. So to hear that we don't actually need 10,000 steps is pretty interesting, okay? Now, I am a huge advocate of people getting daily exercise. I think that daily exercise is just as important as proper nutrition. It literally is an essential nutrient to our genetics that we must have, and that's exercise. And when we don't get it, our body suffers. So let's see what the studies have to say, because, Dr. Zarowski over here recommended 10,000 steps a day, going against science. Let's see what it has to say. In 2019, a study by Dr. Lee and her colleagues found that women in their 70s who managed as few as 4,400 steps a day reduced their risk of premature death by 40% compared to women completing 2,700 fewer steps a day. The risk for early death continued to drop among women walking more than 5,000 steps a day, but benefits plateaued at 7,500 daily steps. So look at that. They're saying, everybody has always said 10,000. They're showing, hey, 7,500 is the magic number. In other words, older women who completed fewer than half of the mythic 10,000 steps tended to live substantially longer than those who covered even less ground. Another more expansive study last year of almost 5,000 middle-aged men and women of various ethnicities likewise found that 10,000 steps a day are not required for longevity. In that study, people who walked about 8,000 steps a day were half as likely to die prematurely from heart disease or any other cause as those who accumulated 4,000 steps a day. The statistical benefit of additional steps were slight, meaning it did not hurt for people to amass more daily steps up to and beyond the 10,000 step mark, but the extra steps did not provide much additional protection against dying young. Okay, so basically, look, it's not going to hurt you to go extra, but it's not going to change your life a whole lot if you go. Realistically, few of us reach that 10,000 step goal because, for some people it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot, but for some people, they find it to be hard to reach. According to a recent estimate, most adults in America, Canada, and other Western nations average fewer than 5,000 steps a day. Oh yeah, look at the health of these Western nations. I don't think we should be real proud of that. A famous study in Belgium provided local citizens in 2005 with pedometers and encouraged them to walk for at least 10,000 steps a day for a year. Of the 660 men and women who completed the study, about 8% reached the 10,000 step daily goal by the end. But in a follow-up study 4 years later, almost no one was still striding that much. Most had slipped back to their baseline, taking about the same number of steps now as at the study start. The good news is that upping our current step counts by even a few thousand additional strides most days could be a reasonable, sufficient, and achievable goal, Lee said. The Formal Physical Activity Guidelines issued by the United States and other government use time, not steps, as a recommendation, and suggest we exercise for at least 150 minutes a week or a half hour most days, in addition to any moving around we do as part of the normal daily lives. Translated into step counts, Dr. Lee said that total would work out to a little more than 16,000 steps a week of exercise for most people, or about 2,000 to 3,000 steps most days. Now, 2,000 steps equal approximately a mile. If, like many people, we currently take about 5,000 steps a day during the course of everyday activities like shopping and housework, adding the extra 2,000 to 3,000 steps would take us to the total of 7,000 and 8,000 steps most days, which Lee said seems to be the step count sweet spot. Okay, so what we're getting out of this is you don't necessarily have to hit that 10,000 step a day mark. It's not going to hurt you to get there. But here's the thing though, is it's not just about steps. And this is one of the things that actually irritates me, is because, like, look, when I'm working with people who are just, exercise is not their thing, maybe they're a little older in age, I just say, look, give me at least 10,000 steps a day. Okay, just give me at least that, because I'm trying to get you well and we need you to exercise. But when we look at steps in general, we do have to realize that part of the benefit that comes from exercise is getting our heart rate up. Okay, so it's not just about you like moseying around your house for 10,000 steps, or going through a little stroll through the yard. The whole point is that you actually do a brisk walk and you get your heart rate up and you get moving. Okay, so we have to remember that when we think of steps in general, you have to get your heart rate up in order to actually get a lot of the major benefits that you're going to get from it. So we don't want to just focus on the bare minimum either, okay? I know that this article is saying, look, right around 7,500, 8,000 steps, that's good. But look, if you can do 10,000, why not? It's going to be better for you, okay? Take that time every day and make sure that you're getting your exercise in, because it's wildly important for your overall health and your brain health and longevity and everything else involved. So be sure to make sure that you're getting your exercise. And like I said, think of it as nutrition, okay? Your exercise is essential to you, just like vitamins, good healthy food, fresh air, and water. I'll see you in the next video.